This is the Nintendo Switch 2, and this will be my unboxing video of it and my first impressions. So on the box, we have the Mario Kart World sticker, the Switch 2 logo to make sure it's not an OLED, the Nintendo Switch 2 and the dock. On the side, we have someone playing the Switch 2 in handheld mode. On the back, we have someone putting the Switch 2 into the dock. And on the other side, we have someone playing split screen. Now let's open this thing. I think I got this upside down. Yup. Let's flip her over. Okay, now let's open this thing. There it is, the Nintendo Switch 2. Yeah, one Joy-Con, the other Joy-Con, sorry, Joy-Con 2. And here's the big thing everybody wants. The console itself. It's so much bigger than the original Switch. Okay, set that to the side. Let's see what else is in the box. Okay, here we got the Mario Kart World download code, which I'm not revealing for you guys because I want to play that. We have manual, which I will not be reading. HDMI cord. And the straps for the Joy-Con controllers. We have the charger, which also connects to the dock. We have the brick. It's a USB-C brick, so it's separate this time. Next we have the controller grip. Much bigger than the original Switch controller grip. Alright, last but not least, how you connect it to the TV. The dock. And here it is, the Switch 2 dock. It's got more of a rounder approach than the Switch 1. And now, let's start opening. We'll start with the charging brick. So we got a nice USB-C charging brick. Smaller than the original, but a little big, so it won't be the easiest to put into, say, a normal socket. It'll take up probably a couple spots. Next up, we got the USB-C to USB-C cable, which will connect to this and the dock. Next up, we have the HDMI cable, which is a 2.1, so it supports 4K if you have a 4K TV. And we have the wrist straps, which are color-coded to the controllers. Looks like the lights are on the side instead of on the bottom this time. That's a good improvement. Here's the other one. Same goes for this one. Okay, the controllers, or Joy-Con 2s. We'll start with the right one. Click your buttons. Much bigger, much better form factor than the Switch 1. Let's try and connect it to its thing. So you snap it from the bottom, and it connects just like that for mouse mode. Buttons are still available, but if you're just playing split screen, I would recommend not having this on. And to pop it off, there is a release button on the back. Cool. And that's how it pops off. Be careful when you're popping it off so it doesn't fall on the ground like mine did. Alright, now the left Joy-Con 2. Same form factor as the right. We'll see how this one connects. Same as the other one. So again, both Joy-Cons have mouse mode. There's also the new C button on the bottom for game chat. It'll be free until next year, and then you have to have an online subscription to use game chat. Bigger R and ZR buttons and L and ZL buttons, which are great. Bigger S L and SR buttons on the Joy-Cons. Bigger buttons in general, like the A button, much bigger than the original. Let me do a side-by-side comparison here. This is the size difference from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2. Huge upgrade. Now let's try and put it into the grip. Ooh, magnetizes just like that. That's nice. Just like that. There's your Switch 2 grip. And to pop it off, same as before. Feels tight. Alright, and now for the moment everybody's been waiting for. Let's take out this console itself. So, such a big upgrade. I know some people will be disappointed that it's an LCD screen and not an OLED, but it's okay. Because I'm pretty sure the quality is just as good. Okay, let's connect the Joy-Cons to the console. Ooh, like that. That feels great. Then let's check out the kickstand. And then on the top, we have the power button, volume rocker. We have our air vents, much bigger than the Switch 1. Our USB-C port on the top. Headphone jack. Game cart, which looks so much more sturdy than the Switch 1. And the microphone. Let's do a comparison for the game cart slot. On the Switch 1, you popped out the front and it could fall off or break. Or scratch your game. But with the Switch 2, pops out from the back and pops up. Much more sturdy mechanism. Okay, now the bottom. We have our, I'm pretty sure that's speakers, our USB-C port, and we have little rubber stoppers to keep it from wrecking the bottom of the console. Great improvement. Okay, now let's turn it on, see if it's got any juice. Nintendo Switch 2. Got some nice startup music. Okay. So we'll go through the startup process in a minute here. Before we go through the startup process, let's set up the dock. Switch 2 dock. Seems it's much bigger. Same mechanism as the Switch 1 for how you insert it. Let's see here. Exact same. And then if you want to pop the Joy-Cons off in docked mode, just like that. We pop it out. Pop that there. Now let's check out the back of the dock. So it's much more rounded. It's a little heavier. It's got a fan in here this time. We have two USB-A ports, or just USBs. Just like that. So instead of the old Switch where it would connect at the bottom, it pops all the way off to reveal the AC adapter up there, which is where you plug in your cord to plug it into the TV. Your HDMI out, which is how you, pretty much how you connect it to the TV so you can see it. And then if you don't want to just use normal Wi-Fi, you can use LAN, which is where you put your LAN port in and connect it to your router. Okay. I'm gonna set up the dock and I'll be back. Okay, let's go over the setup process. First, pick your language. I'm English US, so I'll click on that. Then the Americas. Skim through the user license agreement. Okay, now back. Hit accept. Next. So now connect to the internet. So I'll connect to my internet and I'll be back. Alright, now I'm connected to the internet. It's gotta download the initial startup data. First I gotta pick my region. With your Nintendo Switch, you can play games however you want. So it's showing you the different viewing options with the Joy-Cons out, in the TV, or handheld. before we continue, I would like to try out the mouse mode, which is one of the main selling features for the Switch 2. So you snap that on, then you snap this on. I'm not sure if it'll work in this menu. Guess not. I'll have to try it out in the home menu. You can adjust the standee at the best viewing angle. Yeah. You can also connect the AC adapter to the top or the bottom. Okay, so pull to the side like I was earlier. I can either connect to a TV or do that later. I will do that later. So it wants me to go over the accessories. So, the same as before, snap it on, then you're good to go. For the grip, snap it on, just like that. Choose my style of play. I'm going to go back to handheld, because that is my preference. Ready to update the system. Just a quick size comparison between the two systems. Switch 1, Switch 2. Huge upgrade. Oh, and we're back. System update complete. System transfer or don't system transfer. I will be skipping the system transfer for today's unboxing because I can always do it later in settings. Let's add a user. Sign into a Nintendo account. I have now signed into my account. So now I'm going to hit OK. More users can be added to the system. I will add that later. Skip. Skip. I do not currently have a micro SD express card. I'll have to pick one of those up later. So I'll skip. Okay, setup complete. To go to the home menu, press the home button. There we are, we're in the home menu. So that is the setup process for the Switch 2. So now I will test out each app. So we have the Switch Online app. Okay, Nintendo Switch Online. Hello, welcome to the Nintendo Switch Online. Let's start enhancing your experience on Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo systems. Start. Okay. So this is how I have access to Game Boy Advance, Super Nintendo, and Game Boy and the Nintendo Entertainment System games on the basic tier of the Switch Online. If I get the expansion pack, I can have access to GameCube games and N64 games as well. Also exclusive benefits like the upgrade packs for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and exclusive Switch 2 games. So there's missions and rewards. Overall, this runs so much better and more fluently than the Switch 1. Let's check Game Chat. Who will be using Game Chat? So we'll go through the setup for Game Chat. Hello, welcome to Game Chat. Let's get everything set up and ready to go. With Game Chat, you can chat with friends while you play all together anytime, anywhere. So I've saved my phone number to my account. So click OK. Please wait. To use Game Chat, you'll need to approve friends for chatting. Approve them and you'll be able to see their chat invites they send. So I've approved. Setup complete. There we go. Game Chat's done. So I can create a chat. Make a chat list. Currently none of my friends have a Switch 2. So I'll be the only one that'll be able to use this feature. That's okay. Next, let's check out the news. Okay. So they did a little revamp for this too. Okay. They have an articles and discover page now. Filters, channel lists, bookmarks. A huge improvement. Let's check out the album. So we can take a screenshot, so let's test that out. Screenshot. And then that'll show up here. There we go, that's the album. Game share. So I can join game share or send a game share. Controllers. We have the Switch 2. Controllers. Let's see what happens when I take this off. Okay. So that's how that works. And then I can snap it back in. Just like that. Okay, system settings. This is what we need. 232 gigabytes. Okay. So we have my users. So we have the speaker, all that, HDR, Mii's, Amiibos, themes. So we have basic white and basic black. I will be sticking with basic white for now. So we have notifications, same as Switch 1. Sleep mode. So same as before. System settings dock. Perfect. Show battery. Stop charging at around 90. Save battery life. So now you can see the time, my Wi-Fi, and my battery. Thanks for watching my review. See you in the next one. I'm off to play some Mario Kart.